minor things. So anyway, I have an emotional thing that I've been working on about the hospital. So yeah, it was my own baggage, but that's all right. So structurally, let's go through that. All right. This is the spine. You have a brain up here. You have the spinal cord coming down, and all these little guys are your peripheral nerves. These little guys go to all your organs and your muscles and tells the body what to do, okay? So the brain, as you guys know, sends the message down the spinal cord. It has to go to the nerve and has to get to the heart. Like pretend we're going to the heart. So the heart cannot function, right? In an analogy, right? If we're stepping on the hose in the backyard, what happens to the water in the backyard? It goes down, right? So somehow you fell and you did some trauma and the vertebrae moved ever so slightly and we're kind of stepping on this nerve. Would the message from the brain going to the heart be 100%? No. So is the heart going to function sub or fully? Then it's not going to function. So you can eat healthy all you want. You can get enough sleep that you want. You can go to Hawaii and meditate, but as long as whatever that is pinching on that nerve is not going to allow that heart to have full vitality. Which, do you understand that? Does that make sense? Like full function. So structural, the reason why it's the foundation, even more so than chemical or emotional, right, is because if that nerve going to that heart, no matter what, is not uninhibited, we can't get the heart functioning 100%. Does that make sense? So the same thing with children with asthma. The reason why we're able to help children with asthma is whatever happens to the thoracic region of the bones. I don't know. I don't think that they're necessarily dropped. We don't really know. It could be trauma at birth, even though we don't think of it as trauma. Like whatever reason that is, and the nerve is affected, the child can't breathe because the message from the brain, who's sending the message through the lung nerve, getting to the lungs, is compromised. So when we adjust those children, they start breathing. Like absolutely amazing. If they're 100% a structural part. If there's a chemical thing like an allergy to food or cat dander in a house, or there's other reasons causing the asthma, they all three have to be handled. When that makes sense? So we would want to handle all three. But the chiropractic, over 100 years ago, a guy fell off a ladder and lost his hearing. And then D.D. Palmer, our father of chiropractic, over 100 years ago, adjusted that man 9 years later. He had no hearing for 9 years, adjusted him, and his hearing came back. It's truly the analogy of the foot, okay? Does that make sense? So that's why the structural part in here is so important. So when we talk about chiropractic, the very first thing we're talking about is getting your nervous system working. Like women who come in with horrible menstrual cramps, we adjust their pelvis and their menstrual cramps go away. And again, that's if they're 100% a structural person. Some of our patients will get half better or 75% better because they still have another component. Maybe they really need whatever they need for the uterus at the same time. Maybe they don't have enough vitamins and nutrition and whatever, right, going to the uterus or whatever to be healed. So that's why chemical would be important, which we're going to be talking about. But I'm just trying to get you guys to get structural. So chiropractic, first thing is the nerve. We want to get the nerve 100%. The second thing chiropractic does, that it is a law, it's called Wolff's Law, that if there's any pressure on a vertebrae anywhere in your body, it will stop growing. So like scoliosis, if you look at them, the actual bone is like a hemivertebrae. That means somehow wherever they fell and they pinched on the left, that side of the vertebrae will stop growing and the right side of the vertebrae will keep growing. Okay? So what we want to do, if you stub your finger or you twist your knee or you do any joint, we want to have that joint articulating and functioning and gliding back to full range of normal motion. So if I stub my finger and it stubbed in and went rotated to the right and articulated improperly, in time, what would happen to the joint? Does anybody know? Who said that? What did you say? Arthritis. We call it degenerative arthritis. So this is a normal vertebrae. Now this can happen in any bone. It can happen in the finger, can happen in the elbow, can happen in the knee. Okay? This is a normal, healthy bone functioning. And for whatever reason, car accidents, trauma, whatever, tackling soccer, I played way too much soccer, so I had a lot of trauma. And my vertebrae started going in that direction, even at a young age. You will start going down the degenerative processing, which is when the bone thinks it's trying to protect itself. It thinks that it's trying to fuse to protect that spinal cord. And so you can see it's actually trying to grow to become one bone. Okay. when you adjust a finger or an elbow or a knee and you put it back to, like my finger, it was rotated to the left, say, then I would rotate it back, right? And I'd have it not jammed and have it working and articulating, gliding properly.